Okay, so our next topic is the embryo rescue methods and their application. As the title suggests, we have to rescue the embryo here, in which the seeds are going to die or they not viable due to any reason, and from such a seeds we should rescue the embryo, and we should use this particular embryo to grow and culture the new plant in the plant tissue culture laboratories. As you know, we are studying the various methods of a plant tissue culture, and many methods which we have covered in this particular chapter. This one is the last one. Okay, this is the last topic in your syllabus, and hence we have to go through the details about, such as the what do you mean by the embryo rescue, then what are the methods of the embryo rescue, then what are the applications of this embryo rescue methods. Okay, so consider this is your syllabus. We are dealing with the paper number 1 and the chapter number 5, that is the morphogenesis, and at last here we have the embryo rescue methods and application of these particular methods. Okay, so let us try to understand what do you mean by the embryo rescue. Now consider the first slide. See, whenever we say the embryo culture, it deals with the sterile isolation and in vitro growth of the mature or the immature embryo with the ultimate objective of obtaining the viable plant. That literally means whenever you grow the embryo in the plant tissue culture laboratory, we call it as a embryo culture because we are using embryo as an explant. As you know, whenever we use the explant, these explants are can be the different explants like the leaves, then the roots are there, stems are there, and recently we have seen the pollen grain can also be used to create the haploid plants, right? In such a way, on such a lines, we can also use the embryo, and that is why this culture in which the explant is the embryo, this culture is popularly called as the embryo culture. Now in this particular embryo culture, what we do, we do the sterile isolation of the embryo first, and after the sterile isolation we will in vitro grow this particular embryo in the plant tissue culture laboratory. This embryo may be mature or the immature. Okay, depending upon that there will be the two types of the embryo culture. Then with the ultimate objective of this method is to grow the viable plant. That is, whatever the embryo which is present within the seed, we have to extract this embryo out of the seed, and this embryo can be grown in the plant tissue culture laboratory to create the whole new plant. This is the method which is you followed in the plant tissue culture techniques, in which there's such a kind of technique is called as the embryo culture, right? So what we do in embryo culture, simply we can take out the embryo from the seed and we use that embryo as a explant, and this explant can create the whole new viable plant, right? Now see, conventionally, see this term embryo culture is refers to the sexually produced zygote embryo culture. Okay, basically what we called it as a sexually produced zygote embryo culture. Why? Because after the sexual reproduction there will be the formation of a zygote, and after the formation of zygote there will be the formation of embryo, and hence we call it as a sexually produced zygotic embryo culture, because without the sexual reproduction there will not be any zygote, and without the presence of zygote there will not be any presence of the embryo, and that is why we practically or conventionally also call this technique as a sexually produced zygotic embryo culture. Okay, now basically there are two types of this embryo culture. The very first type is called as the mature embryo culture, and the second is called as the immature embryo culture. Now this immature embryo culture were also called as the embryo rescue, which is our today's topic, that is embryo rescue. So we have to skip the mature embryo culture, just we have to focus on the immature embryo culture. So if we are using the immature embryo for culturing purpose in the plant tissue culture lab, then we say what we are doing, we are rescuing the embryos. Okay, what this particular topic called, it is called as the embryo rescue. Okay, so basically embryo culture is the large concept in a plant tissue culture, and the one part of it or one type of it is the embryo rescue. Okay, now consider the embryo rescue. It involves the culture of an immature embryos. Okay, this word is very important, that while doing the embryo rescue, it involves the culturing of the immature embryo and not of the mature embryo. Okay, you should remember carefully while writing down your answer in the UPSC mains examination. We are dealing here with the immature embryos only, because in the embryo rescue technique we always use the immature embryo to rescue from the unripe or the hybrid seeds. Okay, whatever the unripe seeds are there, or maybe there are the hybrid seeds, out of these unripe seeds or the hybrid seeds the embryo is taken out. Okay, actually embryo is rescued because some of the another reasons are there in which these are hybrid seeds or the unripe seeds are unable to germinate to create the new plant, and that is why embryo should not get wasted. Okay, if the seed is getting waste, the embryo together it will get waste, and that is why we have to rescue this particular embryo. Okay, and after rescuing this particular embryo out of the seed, we can culture them in the plant tissue culture lab, and we can create the whole new plant out of it. Okay, so basically the immature embryos we are using, we are rescuing the embryo from it. The seeds, maybe unripe seeds or the hybrid seeds, which are failed to germinate. Okay, which showing the tendency to not germinate, we can select these seeds, we can rescue the embryo, and we can use this embryo in the plant tissue culture laboratory. Now, this approach is very useful in avoiding the embryo abortions and produce the viable plants, because literally, if the seed is get wasted, there will be the embryo abortion. Okay, so to avoid this embryo abortion, we should do the embryo rescue technique, and we should use this embryo in the plant tissue culture laboratory to create the new plant, so that there will not be any wastage of the seed. Okay, so this is the very basic importance of the embryo rescue methods, that in the embryo rescue, whatever the seeds are going to waste, we can collect the embryo out of it, and we can use this embryo to create the whole new viable plants. Now see, the wild hybridization involving the crossing of two different species of the plant from the same genus or different genera will result in the failure. As you know, we have studied the hybridization process in detail, right? In the process of hybridization, often the interspecific or intraspecific two partners are there, in which the cross is occurred between them, but whatever the resultant plant is there, this plant is majority of the time is not viable, or often this results in the failure. Now this mainly because why this happen, this failure, why the majority of the time we have failure in the hybridization method, the very main basic reason behind it is the normal development of the zygote and seed is hindered due to the genetic barriers. That is, the zygote will not grow either, or either there will be the failure of a seed. Then in such a case, we can extract out the embryo out of such a seed, and we can culture this embryo using the plant tissue culture to produce the hybridized plants, right? So in the plant hybridization methods, the embryo rescue play a very important role. Please remember, UPSC always try to do this to connect the two topics, that how we can use the embryo rescue methods in the hybridization, in the plant hybridization techniques. Okay, this question can be framed by the UPSC mains examination. So here you should understand, while doing the hybridization methods, the two different species, either they belong to the same genus or they may belong to the different genus, that is intraspecific or interspecific, there is a hybridization, but majority of the time whatever the result is coming from this hybridization, it is not viable. And why it is not viable? Because either the zygote got failed or the seed is got failed. If the seed is getting failed, then in such a case we can apply the technique of the embryo rescue. We can extract out the embryo out of this seed, and we can grow this particular embryo in the plant tissue culture laboratory to create that hybridized plant. In this way, we can actually save the result of this plant hybridization experiments. Okay, so now consider. See, consequently, the hybrid endosperm fails to develop, leading to the abortion of a hybrid embryo. Okay, so if the seed is going to fail, then also the embryo is also going to fail. So the endosperm may also produce the toxins that ultimately kills the embryo. This is the another reason that the endosperm actually nutrition providing tissue to the embryo, but sometimes it will produce, it may produce the toxins, and due to the presence of such a toxins, this embryo may die over a period of time. So basically, seed is get failed, and abortion of the hybrid embryo occurred. This can be occurred due to the endosperm failing, okay, because sometimes it is producing the toxin which are resulting in the dying of the embryo. Now, in the normal circumstances, what will happen? See, the endosperm first develop and support the embryo's development nutritionally, because you know the embryo is totally dependent on the endosperm for its nutrition, right? In the normal circumstances, this particular endosperm always provide the various nutrients which is required to this particular embryo. Thus, the majority of the embryo abortions are due to the failure of the endosperm development. Because from this point, you can know that the embryo is typically dependent on the endosperm for its nutrition, and once the endosperm get failed, ultimately the embryo will automatically get failed. Okay, because these particular embryos are totally dependent on the endosperm for their nutrition. So basically, the endosperms are the main culprits due to which the embryo failure occurs. Now see, embryo abortions can be avoided by isolating and culturing the hybrid embryos prior to the abortion. Now here our topics comes where we do the embryo rescue. How we do the embryo rescue? If the seed is going to fail, what we can do? We can actually avoid this particular embryo abortion which is present inside this seed by isolating this particular embryo and culturing it to create the new plant. Okay, so if the seed is going to fail, extract its embryo, and once the embryo is got extracted, this particular embryo can be planted in the plant tissue culture laboratory, and in the plant tissue culture laboratory we know whole process in which we create the media, we place the explant, that is the embryo, on the media, then there will be the formation of callus, and out of this callus there will be the formation of organogenesis, that is the different organs will be formed, and finally plantlets will get created. Okay, here we are using the explant as a embryo. The leaves can be used, stem can be used, roots can be used, pollen grains can be used. Okay, so various parts, other parts of the plants can be used. It will all depend on what is our aim in the plant tissue culture laboratory. Here aim is the embryo rescue, and that is why those seeds which are not viable or which are not showing the viability, we can extract the embryo, we can save the embryo, we can rescue the embryo, and we can culture it in the plant tissue culture laboratory to create the plantlet out of it. Okay, but we have to do this prior to the abortion of the embryo, before the seed is get wasted. Okay, now the most important application of the embryo rescue is the production of the interspecific and the intrageneric hybrids from the wild plant species. As you know, we have talked about the hybridization, and in the hybridization we can take the two closely related species, right, and we can take the two different species as well. So interspecific or the intrageneric crosses are there, and whatever is produced from these plants, and if they are going to fail, okay, whatever the result is there which is going to fail, we can we can create the success in these results by using the embryo rescue method. Just we have to take out the embryos from the seeds, and we have to plant them in the plant tissue culture to create the whole new plant. And in this way, whatever the failure which is going to occur in the hybridization methods, whether it's the interspecific hybridization or the intrageneric hybridization, in both the ways we can save the whole new result or whole new plant. Okay, now consider, see the culture technique of the embryo rescue. Okay, how we can culture it, you already know the plant tissue culture method, so we don't have to go into the details, right? See, the isolation of the immature embryo often poses some difficulty. Now it is not the very easy technique in which the seed will give out its embryo. It is the very sophisticated technique, and it is always done by the professionals. Okay, because it is not easy to extract the seeds, it is not easy to extract the embryos from the seeds. Now the acceptability of the isolated embryos can be grown in a suitable medium under the optimal conditions. For example, once you extract this particular embryo, we should sterilize this, okay, in order to avoid any infections later in the plant tissue culture. Then we will find a suitable medium for it, like the majority of the time we use the MS media, but the media which is used for the embryo growth and development, it is much more complex when it compared with the other medias. Okay, so suitable media we will create, and on this media this embryo will grow, and we will provide the optimal conditions such as the optimum temperature condition, optimum light condition, optimum pressure condition, etc. All these conditions can be provided to these embryos so that they can grow optimally within the plant tissue culture laboratory. Now see, in general, the very complex nutrient medium is required for the methods involving in the embryo rescue. As I am saying that whenever you do the embryo culture or you are using embryo as a explant, then in such a condition very peculiar type of the nutrient medium is required. It is not like the other MS medium, or it is not like the medium which is used for the root, stem or leaves, because this is an embryo and the different types of the medias are required to grow this particular embryo. Okay, now see, for the adequate nutritional support the immature embryo, the embryo endosperm transplant is used. Okay, this particular method, which is called as the embryo endosperm transplant method, this method is typically used to plant this embryo within the media. Okay, so as the name suggests, here what is involved, embryo is involved plus the endosperm is also involved, and what we will do the transplant. So embryo endosperm, because as you know, naturally endosperm is the nutrition providing tissue to the embryo, and hence if the natural endosperm is there, this endosperm can nourish the growing embryo. So instead of totally relying on the nutrient medium, we should provide the endosperm, and hence this particular technique in which we provide endosperm as a nutritionally important tissue to the embryo, this technique is called as the embryo endosperm transplant. Okay, now consider this technique. See, the embryo endosperm transplant, the hybrid embryo from the ovule in which the sperm development has failed is taken out by using the excision. Okay, so if the seed is failing, say for example this seed is failing, out of this seed the embryo is extracted at the first stage. Okay, so the embryo is extracted from the seed which is failing. Then after that, the another normally developed ovule. Okay, you take the another seed in which there is a ovule, normally developing ovule with the endosperm enclosing an embryo is there. Okay, so we will select the second seed in which there is a normal ovule development is going on, and this seed is quite viable. Okay, it is going to germinate. So it will have the normal endosperm and it will have the normal embryo. Okay, now this ovule is dissected and the normal embryo is pressed out. Okay, whatever the normal embryo embryo is there within that normal seed, the embryo is taken out, and what will left there will be the presence of a normal endosperm only with the exit hole. Okay, now once we take the healthy seed, in this healthy seed, there will be the presence of endosperm plus there will be the presence of the embryo. So we have to remove this embryo, okay, out of these seeds, and what will remain there? Only the endosperm. And from the point where we have taken out the embryo from this seed, we will insert this embryo into this particular endosperm, okay, so that there will be the formation of the normal endosperm and the embryo, okay, our desired embryo. So what has happened basically here from right from the beginning? Firstly, we have the non-viable seed. So from this non-viable seed, we have extracted out the embryo. Now, in order to provide the normal endosperm, we have taken the another seed, and in this another seed, the whatever the embryo was there, this embryo is also taken out. So here, what will be there? Only the endosperm, okay, which is the nutrition providing tissue. Now what we do after that, see, now the hybrid embryo can be inserted into the normal endosperm through the exit hole. So whatever the hybrid embryo we have extracted from the unviable seed, this hybrid embryo can be inserted into that healthy endosperm. Now this will result in the embryo endosperm transplant, which can be cultured in the suitable medium. So from the one seed we have the endosperm, and from the another seed we have the embryo, and now this endosperm embryo transplant can be used to create as explant to create the plants in the plant tissue culture laboratory by using the very suitable medium. So embryo endosperm transplant method, this method will be the important method from the mains examination point of view, because literally by this name UPSC can ask you the question that what is the application of the embryo endosperm transplant method. Okay, so now consider, by using the embryo endosperm transplant, many interspecific as well as intergeneric plants have been raised. Okay, till now we have raised many plants by using this particular technique, which is called as the embryo endosperm transplant. And the example of such a plants which are grown out of the endosperm embryo transplant is the hybrid plants of legumes. Okay, please remember the example; it can justify your answer in the UPSC maths. Okay, so this is the whole technique in which we can rescue the embryo and we can create the whole new plant by using the endosperm from the another seed. Now let us consider what are the applications of the embryo culture. Now these applications will be of high importance, because this is literally given in the syllabus, that we have to understand what is the embryo rescue method and what are the applications of this particular methods. Okay, so the very first application of this technique is the prevention of the embryo abortion. Obviously, the whatever the embryos which are going to abort, these embryo abortions are completely got avoided due to the embryo culture or the embryo rescue. Incompatibility barriers in the interspecific and the intergeneric hybridization programs leading to the embryo abortions are successfully overcome by the embryo rescue. Simply, the seeds which are produced by these hybridization methods, we can take these seeds which are non-viable, we can extract its embryo, and out of this embryo, by using the plant tissue culture technique, we can create the whole new plant. Okay, so basically we are rescuing, we are using the seeds which are not able to germinate, and still we are able to create the whole new plant out of it. So this is the biggest application of the embryo culture or the embryo rescue methods. Then the second one is the overcoming the seed dormancy, right? You know the seed dormancy, in which the seed fails to get germinate due to the bad environmental conditions, right? If the environmental conditions are not right, the seed is not going to germinate. Then in such a condition, we say the seed is in the dormant condition. Okay, now seed dormancy is caused by the several factors, indigenous inhibitors, for example embryo immaturity, specific light temperature requirements, and dry storage requirements, etc. Okay, all of these factors are actually responsible for the seed dormancy. Okay, so basically here the temperature, light, and the water are some of the factors which are greatly affect the germination of seeds, because the seed germination require the optimum water, optimum temperature, optimum light condition, and generally whenever these all conditions came accurate at one place, then there will be the germination of seed. If one of them is absent, then the seed will remain in the dormancy, right? Now see, further, in some plants the natural period of seed dormancy itself too long. Okay, and so there are some of the plants in which the seed dormancy is found in a years. Okay, these seeds can remain dormant for years. Then in such a condition, we cannot regrow these plants by using the seeds. Then in such a case, embryo culture is successfully applied to overcome this seed dormancy. Just we have to take the dormant seed, and out of these dormant seeds we have to extract the embryo, and we can quickly grow this embryo in the plant tissue culture laboratory. So whatever the seed dormancy problem is there, this can be easily overcome by using these particular embryo rescue methods. Okay, so now you can understand how these embryo rescue methods are important in the saving the seed dormancy, in overcoming the seed dormancy, right, and in overcoming the failure results of the hybridization, right? Now consider the third one is the shortening of the breeding cycle. Now see, some of the plants in their natural state have the long breeding cycle. Okay, if you leave the seed for grow to create the new plant, and after the creation of new plant, this new plant will produce the seed, and again this seed will germinate to create the new plant. Okay, so this cycle, this breeding cycle for some plant is very long. Okay, it takes, and sometimes it takes 10 years even. So this is mostly due to the seed dormancy attributed to the seed coat and the endosperm. In these plants as well, there is a phenomenon of the seed dormancy. So if such a plants are taking 10 years to get fully mature, then in such a case, what we can use the embryo rescue methods, right? Then what we can do, embryo can be rescued from these seeds, right? Exercise and culture in vitro to develop into the new plants within a very short period of time. So the long periods are not required. Long breeding cycles are not required there. We can actually we can make these breeding cycles very short by applying the embryo rescue methods. Just we have to take the seed of the plant which is showing the very long breeding cycle, extract out the embryo out of it, and doing the tissue culture within a very short period of time, we can create the whole new plant, right? For example, see in the Holix, say for example in a Christmas decoration plant can be grown in a 2 to 3 weeks through the embryo culture, in contrast to the 3 years of period which is required through the seed germination. So whatever the 3 years are required for this plant to grow, now we are taking only the 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, 2 to 3 weeks are only required to create the whole new plant, and naturally this will require the 3 years. So you can understand how the embryo rescue methods are proving very important in the embryo breeding cycle if the breeding cycle is too long. Okay, now consider the fourth one, that is the overcoming of the seed sterility. Okay, if the seed is sterile, see certain plant species produce the sterile seeds that do not germinate, or for example early ripening varieties of the cherry, apricot and the plum. Okay, so basically there is a seed sterility in which after there is a formation of seed, these seeds do not germinate at all. Okay, an example for it we have the cherry, apricot and the plum. Then this seed sterility is mostly associated with the incomplete embryo development. That is, the embryo always remains the immature, and as you know, whenever we extract the immature embryo, we call it as a embryo rescue, and we can create the whole new plant out of this embryo rescue method, so which leads to the death of the germinating embryo. Now by using the embryo culture, it is possible to raise the seedlings from the sterile seeds of early ripening fruits such as the apricot and the plum. So this particular seed sterility can be overcome by using the embryo rescue methods, because these embryo rescue methods can extract the immature embryo from the plant, and this immature embryo can be grown in the plant tissue culture laboratory to create the whole new plant, right? So this is the fourth and also the important application of the embryo rescue methods. Okay, so we have understood what we mean by the embryo rescue methods. Then after that, we have seen the procedure of embryo rescue method, and then we have understood the various applications of the embryo rescue methods. Okay, so this is all about this topic. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like this video, share this video with your friends who are studying the botany, and if you haven't subscribed to the Botany After channel yet, please subscribe to the Botany After channel for UPSC examination. Again, thank you very much for giving your time. See you in the next video lecture. Thank you.